Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. We publicised this event in a rather low-key way, just asking people to tell other people, and it's nice to get a nice group of people together, showing support for each other in the way that you're doing today. Thank you very much for coming. The proceedings won't take very long. I want to say a couple of things about Martin Luther King's last speech, the last speech he gave before he died. And then I'm going to invite you to take the knee for 8.5 minutes. People who've done this before say this is not easy, so some people might have to let other people take the knee for them. But if you think you can take the knee for 8.5 minutes, then we'll do that. During that time, I'm going to sing "We Shall Overcome." If you want to join in, that's fine, but I'll do a solo down the loudspeaker if that's where it is. And at the end, I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer again. I'll invite you to join in with that if you wish. So, I was actually in Atlanta earlier this year, and I went to the Martin Luther King Memorial Center. I picked up a copy in their bookshop of his last speech, which is called "I've Been to the Mountaintop." It's a really good speech. When I say speech, it's a speech come sermon. I wish I could preach like Martin Luther King did. He was in Memphis to build solidarity because the refuse collectors in Memphis were on strike because 2 of their number were killed in a terrible accident which only occurred because black workers in the refuse department were not allowed to use the canteen that the white workers used. And so he was there to encourage people to support each other, which is of course what we're still doing today. And in order to explain to people why they should do this, he reminded them of the story of the Good Samaritan. And you probably know the story of the Good Samaritan. There are 2 people that walk past on the other side of the road. The first is a priest and the second is a Levite. And then the third person who walks past is a Samaritan, so from a different ethnic group. And he's the one who stops to help his fellow human being. And Martin Luther King speculates that the 2 people who walked past were probably worried about what would happen to them if they stopped. Because of course you've got to worry about yourself. But what Martin Luther King said is that the third man who didn't walk past, the man who did stop, he was more worried about what would happen to the man lying in the road if he didn't stop than he was worried about himself. And that's what solidarity is. Solidarity is when we actually go out of our way to do something when we could have been doing something else, when we make ourselves vulnerable, when we do something that's inconvenient to us because we want to support somebody else. And that was the solidarity that the civil rights movement that Martin Luther King and others built was based on. And we're seeing it again today. We're seeing it with every person who has taken a stand in the United States, in this country, around the world, knowing that making a stand means that they might be putting themselves at risk, because as we know, the police are very edgy at the moment, and going to a protest could lead to all sorts of repercussions that you might not have wanted or anticipated. And if you're a black person in that situation, you're putting yourself at risk because other lives matter. But one of the things that we've seen around the world today is growing numbers of white people, people who are not black, who are also prepared to make a stand, who are prepared to say that black lives matter, that you matter. And I think that's a very positive thing that we've seen around the world. I'm going now to read the last 2 paragraphs of Martin Luther King's speech. Martin Luther King received many death threats and the occasional assassination attempt. So he lived with the possibility of dying for his beliefs for several years. And in fact, this is the last part of the last speech he ever gave. The following morning he was assassinated in Memphis. This is what he said. And then I got into Memphis, and some began to say the threats, or talk about the threats that were out, what would happen to me from some of our sick white brothers. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop, and I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land. And so I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. And so for all those people who've suffered, for all those people who've died, for all those people who've intentionally sacrificed themselves for others, I'm going to invite you now to take the knee 8.5 minutes. you very much, everybody. If we can amplify the impact of what we've done together this afternoon on social media, that would be a very good thing. Thank you very much.